Alright, everybody, good morning. How you guys doing? Good afternoon, good evening. If you tuned in last night, I want to thank you for tuning in last night. That was quite gracious of you guys to show up and hang out. Even with the little mishap of the halfway in between stuff, that was kind of crazy. But either way, thank you guys for being there. That was quite great. I enjoyed doing everything that I did. I enjoyed the reading that I gave out. Blazing, you were awesome. Thank you so much for that. So, once again, there's obviously something going on out there. So I'm going to try and do this for you guys. Keep it in a certain time frame. Not worried about it. I mean, everybody watches or they don't watch. Hopefully you guys watch all the way to the end. I don't mean to make them as long as I do, but sometimes I get carried away. Sometimes my channel message just goes a little bit further than what normal people are used to. So, but what that means is that I try and find the whole story out for you guys. I don't just dull off at one certain point where it gets good or gets bad. So let's just see what's going on out there real fast with everything. One more, just throw this one. Give me one more, please. I know whenever I say give me one more, you're going to give me like 5. I just want one. Uno más, por favor. Oh, you guys didn't know that I spoke Spanish, did you? Oh, that's things that we know. Okay, the ones I want to check really fast. I want to check here. Finally. These are the first 3 that just kind of popped out. Sometimes I just check them. Actually, no, that won't end up. Because we're talking. We'll go there. Okay, so here's what we kind of got going on, you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. There's still people out there that are, there's still people out there. I want to say they're like still kind of, there's still some people out there that are still a little bit stuck, is what I see. They can't quite get they're almost getting it right, or they're worried about, so it's like there's somebody sitting in the dark, right? And they were sitting inside of this little failure. Now they're starting to maybe understand that everything they've been doing can't break down whatever they're trying to get through. No matter how much they try, they can't succeed in making your cups go upside down and break up the moments that are coming your way. Because you're not worried about it. You're evenly yoked, and your chariot's just driving. You're just moving down the road. You're not worried about what they're doing anymore. It's almost like we're not even worried about what they think. We're just we're not worried about if it's we're kind of laughing at the fact now that they can't do anything anymore. No matter how many times, no matter how many different times they've tried to disturb your happiness, you've just kept on going forward. Just kept on pursuing your energy, doing what you needed to do to keep yourselves moving forward, keep us going. Even though everybody was sitting there kind of wondering, trying to paint these different pictures of you. Maybe even a false narrative of guilty pleasures that you had out there. But because you stayed tried and true into your beliefs, you broke the deception down of what everybody was thinking, or the power that the people were trying to take from you, as that person was sitting there trying to almost, I don't know, almost looks like the person's, one dude's reading the newspaper and the other guy's sitting there kind of reading the backside of the paper, getting stuck looking at the pentacles, you know what I mean? Like the one guy's succeeding while the other person's down there going, oh man, how can I get this? How can I figure it out? How can I get my cup poured? How can I make sure that their cup doesn't get poured into anymore? How can I break that cycle down on somebody? What is it going to take to gain the knowledge to break their peace? So they have to go in and overindulge, try to convince people of other things, create a false narrative against somebody who's probably telling the truth and alchemizing just because they want to see the person go back into sorrow. What they don't understand is that we've mastered this game, and no matter how many different times they try to break our luck, or we're gonna figure it out, because we're not stuck inside a hermit mode, and we're not gonna get seen inside the rune anymore. We're seeing the light of a better day. We're not getting consumed by the false narratives anymore that are being placed out there for us. Yeah, we're seeing what they're putting out there for us isn't the true light of what liberty used to be. Notice that's the Statue of Liberty, right? So when it's coming out this way, so you're starting to see the false truths of things that are going out there. The people that are setting you up for fake journeys, that are kind of almost blocking you off and protesting you in certain ways. Because they're too scared to face their own truths. Because once they do that, they understand that facing their own truths might bring them into happiness, but it's also going to make them have to separate away from some different beliefs that they don't believe in anymore. Going to have to move away from doing something, or move into doing something that they're not used to. Maybe go back to that day trader reader that you like seeing so much, that gives you all that great energy. But yeah, as you move away from these guys, maybe it's a move away, or you become a day trader. Not like the day trader I talk about that's bad. Maybe it's a move for you financially. Maybe you move into a bigger office, better things, and you break that cycle that you're getting yourself out of, which brings you into more abundance. Because you've kind of sat there and you've learned all your different lessons. You're going to not be scared of that disappointment anymore. You're going to chase down, maybe break that illusion of what people are saying. Not be so malice about different stuff. Look at the opportunities that are coming in front of you. Even if it does create a star on your back. Or, a target on your back from people. Because they don't like what you're doing or how you're doing it. Or the way you're doing it. Some people don't understand. Some people think that you're probably doing things because you want to be a star. They're too worried about their own stuff, and they don't want to see the greatness that you're putting out there because they're too defeated by what they see all the time. They're too worried about they don't want to see the justice. They're not willing to put in the change and the energy, so they're not going to be fortunate enough to see the greatness that's going to come your way. They're not going to be able to see the great art that you're putting out. They're going to miss out on the camaraderie. They're going to see their light in the stars going to go away. They're going to be passed into judgment. Pretty soon, look at their stuff's just going to start falling apart. They're going to get hung out to dry. They're going to still come back and try and dominate you, but their strength isn't going to be good enough to do it because they're not willing to do the work. They're still trying to hang you on the sword. They still feel it's a great competition, and you're not worried about it anymore because your wheels are changing. Yeah. You've seen the science behind it. You're going to go get the victory. Even if it means breaking a couple people's hearts as you're doing it, because as you do the work and understand, there's people out there that are kind of dancing on stages where they don't belong. Your truth is coming to pass. You're creating tower moments for people, but these people are realizing that you're the real deal. You are worthy of the time. You have done everything. You've been oppressed by all the different things, all the different lies that have been told about you, all the different people, all the different seducers that have come into the different rooms and offered you different money about different things. And we're no longer malice about it. We're sitting back doing the work, understanding that because you guys decided to send us to this area and spend all this to go get seduced by them, you're going to end up with this. Somebody's going to end up in this. Somebody's carrying that burden. Oh. Yeah, imagine, yeah. Somebody's sitting there in regret because of everything that they're doing right now. Maybe if you stop trying to create tower moments for people because you want to try and alter how they think or how they view things. Time to saddle up. Go do the work. Then you'll find your love. Yeah. Once you saddle up, do the work, then you'll find your victory. Go do the work. You'll find your victory. Then you'll end up finding your love. Because if you ain't willing to do this portion of it, you're not going to see this portion to see this portion. You'll just be stuck in the wheel. Stuck chasing false illusions. Staring at your computer screen all day. Still getting disappointed because you can't figure it out. So that's kind of message read all the way through everything, you know. It's kind of the tell-all. Got some people out there that are still a little spiteful and malice over everything. They're still trying to take people's pleasures because they're scared of their own failures because they have to go live with themselves. Let's trade this all off. Somebody's going to live by themselves. Not because they're inside a failure, but because they're trying to find pleasure, or they're trying to find a false pleasure. Yeah, see, because the kindergarten teacher to disappointment, to the hacker. See? Somebody's trying to play games, create false illusions. Act like they have more cups than what they really need to have. Instead, you need to understand that it's time to go to school so you can get out of the disappointment. You can stop being a hacker and watching people from backdoor accounts. Come in and find the pleasure and let us break you out of that damn cycle you're stuck in. So you won't have to stare at a false moon or a false positive. I don't know if anybody watches all the way through to that point. If you've watched all the way through to that point and you put in 100%, I still got a deck of these to give away, so we'll see. If you watch all the way to the end, put in 100%. If I get more than 5 people that put in 100% at the end, that they watched all the way through, then we'll do a random drawing out of those 5 people. But I need 5 people. 5 people. I don't know why 5. 5 just sounds good. Okay, I should do 10. I'll go 5. I want 5. 5.